Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes of Recovery. My name is Alan. I'm an alcoholic and an addict. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't represent any specific 12-step fellowship. I'm just here sharing my experience, strength, and hope in the hopes that maybe someone will see one of my videos and seek help. And there is hope. If a guy like me could get and stay sober on a daily basis, no reason why anybody watching these videos can't do exactly the same thing. And so, what we've been talking about the last few weeks are the steps and my experience with the steps. And so what I like to talk about today is steps 8 and 9. So in steps 8 and 9, are pretty cut and dry. So if you really did a thorough fourth step, and remember guys, we're talking about like not trying to do the steps by yourself, just reading the book and applying it. It doesn't really work that way. You need to get a sponsor and use your sponsor and sit down with him on a regular basis and go through the process of the book where all the directions are. So with that being said, step 8 is made a list of all the people we'd harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. And step 9 is made direct amends, except when to do so would you injure them or others. And so with step 8 is pretty cut and dry. Like I said, if you did a thorough fourth step and a fifth step, then you already have your list, because your list of the harms that you did to other people is right there on your fourth step. So it's really easy just to transfer that list onto your 8th step list and to get ready to do your 9th step. So in doing your 9th step, what I was told and I've heard before is that you make the list, and there's some people on that list and you'll be like, yeah, I'm never gonna make amends to that guy or this. So put the ones on the list, put the top ones on, the ones on the top, put the ones that you're willing to do, then maybe the second part put maybe, and then the third part you're not willing to do. And what happens is that as you go through the list and you start making amends, what happens is that by the time you get to the ones that you absolutely refuse to do, you'll be more willing to do them. At least that's what I've been told. My experience was I just made the list and I just started making amends. And so like I wasn't able to make amends to everybody on my list right away. It took a bunch of years. And in fact, one amends I remember it took like 10 years before I was actually in the right position in front of the person and to be able to make amends. But also keep in mind that as we're living our life, like I'm willing to do this. And I ask God, and I always ask my sponsor, right? And with those guidelines, I'm able to get through the process and make amends, because I'm trying to clean my side of the street up, right? Because I want to live free. And I want to be as useful as I can to the God of my understanding. So if that's the case, then I need to be willing to do this stuff. And like making amends isn't going to a person and saying, I'm sorry, right? That we said, how many times have we said we were sorry when we were in our disease and in our addiction? And it didn't mean anything, because then we went and did the same exact thing again. It's like just taking responsibility for your behaviors and maybe asking the person, what can I do to make this right? And listen to them. And remember, it's about them. It's not about you. You're going to get free from doing it, but it's about making it right with them. And so, and then the other side of that is there's a lot of ways to make indirect amends. So like an example that I always like to use that I use is because I stole a lot of money from stores, right? I was a retail thief. And so it wouldn't be in my best interest, because in the 9th step, it says when would harm made direct amends, except when to do so would injure us or others, right? And so I don't want to injure others. And so by me just walking into a store, let's say a Walmart, and saying, oh yeah, I stole $10,000, here I am, lock me up, that's not going to be helpful to me or my family, right? I'm never gonna be able to support and help my family if I'm sitting in jail. And so the way that it was taught to me is like I need to put an amount of money on that and maybe find somewhere where I could donate that money. And so for me, that's what I've done in the past, and I still continue to do, is I have a certain amount of money, and a certain amount of money comes out and goes to a donation every month, and it's done automatic. And so that's one way. And then another way, like So if you have a problem in the past, like you got all these girls, I need to make amends to all these girls. Yeah, you probably shouldn't go, especially if you're married or anything, you probably shouldn't go confronting all of these girls from your past, right? It might be a better idea, just for me, like it might be a better idea, like if you were treating women badly, then indirect amends would be stop treating women badly and moving forward, make an effort to make sure that you're treating women good. Right? That's just an example. And because remember, we don't want to injure other people just to clear our conscience. That's not the purpose of this, right? The purpose is so we could be free, so we could be closer to the God of our understanding, and we could try to be useful and help other people. And in helping other people, we always help ourselves. That's the way that it works. So I hope I said something about steps 8 and 9 that helped you guys. And please, like always, please like, subscribe, share. Let's get this content out to as many people as possible. And with that, thanks guys, and I will see you next week.